brand new season of Dimension 20, City Council of Darkness. I'm your humble Dungeon Master, Brennan Mulligan. With me, as always, our intrepid heroes. Say hi, intrepid heroes. Die, intrepid heroes!
Wow, Murph had that locked in.
Didn't tell any of us about it. Just
thought
decided.
of it in the green room.
At the ceiling, midnight.
Die, intrepid heroes. Die, intrepid
He hasn't
heroes.
talked to us at all.
Yeah, he's just been muttering to
here.
himself. I guess that over
wrote
and
it
over
down.
again.
I heard him in the parking lot going, fly, intrepid heroes.
Wait, that would work too. Oh, yeah. Well, for some of us.
Indeed. But what would fly or die, intrepid heroes, have to do with this season? City Council of Darkness. Indeed, darkness abounds here in the world of darkness, a world ruled from the shadows by sinister vampires.
Why are you club dancing?
Oh, right.
No. This is exactly
exactly
it.
it.
This is exactly it. This is exactly what it's about. A world ruled by the undead, sinister and malevolent from the shadows, body rolling eternally in a dance macabre through centuries of meaningless bloodlust and steeple-fingered machinations of power. Indeed, we're playing vampire. We have come here to tell a story of dominion and undeath. And I invite you to behold the skyline of a city ruled from the night by monsters. We behold...
That's the only way. That's the only way to pronounce monsters, I guess.
Monsters!
I'm gonna write that down in my notes so I don't forget it.
My notes are die, intrepid heroes, and monstras.
Monsters! I invite you to behold the skyline of San Francisco, California, as it exists at night, lit from underneath by the red glow, distant the fog hanging in the air. We hear the thumping of music from a penthouse on top of the red iron towers. The body rolling has already commenced.
Murph, don't look away.
Muff loves
Murph,
it.
come on.
Die,
This is the horny season, Murph.
It's horny.
It's the horny season.
Make me horny.
It's horny. These
It's
monsters.
horny from day one, okay?
Horny from the jump.
horny.
Murph.
It's horny right away.
I can't. All right.
Okay?
Wow, Muff quit.
We took it easy in session 0, but now I am unleashed.
And I'm unleashed. We see the red iron towers and a beautiful stone building rising up, Georgian in its architecture, Art Nouveau sort of statuary. We see flowering stone gargoyles, sorrowful cherubic saints' faces peering down from a building not dedicated to anything divine other than business. For long years have the powers that moved in the worlds of finance, politics, culture, art wended their shadowy way through the halls of power, and high atop Red Iron Towers is the penthouse of H.J. Wing Street.
What's funny?
An industrial elevator moves up from a servant's entrance in the shadows where public eyes do not see. In this elevator, there is no living person, and yet eyes peer from the darkness that have only come to dread unlife after the sun sets. We see a tall individual at the back, predatory gaze like that of a wolf or a large cat in the jungle. The elevator moves through its own automation, and indeed, whatever animates the elevator is as inhuman as what animates these kindred figures. At the front, as the music continues to thump even louder, boom, boom, we begin to hear a sort of synth blaring over the deep bass and a growling voice. We see that At the very front of the elevator, Siobhan, I would love for you to describe your character.
Yes, my name is Madeleine d'Artois, but you may refer to me as Le Comtesse Madeleine d'Artois. I have long red hair, curled very, very thoughtfully down my back. I am wearing makeup, which is very highly contoured to make me look a little older than I am, which is around 19 years old. And I'm wearing a beautiful white lace dress where the sleeves turn into gloves. And very high heels that I walk very confidently in.
As you stand behind you, a number of kindred as well, for indeed, we all know that though you may look like a young socialite, a high society 19-year-old invited here by some connection to these movers and shakers, you have seen many more years than that. Behind you, some similarly ancient vampires peer out. A tall, beautiful man, shaven head, deep black skin, rings on his fingers, black suit. You see that he has a gold chain around his neck and circular sunglasses over the bridge of it. What's up?
That's a circular. This is great.
I also, I think we should all wear circular.
We are all wearing
Oh yeah,
circulars.
I'm also wearing circular sunglasses inside at night. They have red lenses.
Yo.
Circular sunglasses. The Prince of San Francisco, Virkus, calls out and says, I can hear the thumping of the music already. Seems this building has a worthy heartbeat of its own. Isn't that right, Reverend? Slightly to his left, a kindred you were not expecting to be here tonight. A stooped, hunched figure, one of many archons, but very few in the world, of the clan Nosferatu, the Reverend Clive Tarker. A malevolent, hunched old figure, wrinkled skin. His lips have withered and dried, his gums receded, such that clacking fangs sit on the front of his face. He holds a white clerical collar at the front, black robes coming down, his ears pointed as that of a predator. A few wisps of corpse-like hair on a waxy scalp stretched so tight that it seems to split in places, revealing skull underneath. You see, Clive turns to Virkus and says, It seems your city was unfortunate enough. Sorry.
Sorry, you said a bit of skull and then.
To lose its prior Elysium. Does this place truly have the...
This guy's gonna be in all the scenes.
This is our wheel.
This is our goal here.
Oh yeah, we're bringing this guy with it.
Again, I'm bringing him
Reverend
everywhere.
Tarker.
Reverend
I'm actually going to insist you take a sip of water before each time he talks.
Each
Is it too late for Rick to put like sort of a spit shield?
sneeze guard. You see, he looks and says, he says, the harpies of your previous Elysium still circle. Will their talents truly find rest in this dull place?
Why are you talking politics? It's a party.
Party. You see behind you the Lady Ermine of Clan Tremere, her hair in a tight black bun. You see two sort of chopsticks through the bun of hair, each of which is carved with several runes and in several ancient dead languages. Sort of rectangular spectacles. She looks down, tight sort of pencil skirt. She looks and says, every party has politics, as I'm sure you know. Comtesse.
Come on, let's dance.
Should we? And you see she sort of leans in. You see Virkus goes, oh my. You see that as the elevator doors open, you see a long hallway stretching down.
You cannot be doing anything but body rolling when we cut to you.
This is giving me Pinocchio and Never After.
Yeah, just on his own noses.
It got really sad after that point, so I'm really trying. Right now we got open field. Also, I will not be body rolling.
I'm letting you know right now. You see as the doors open, a massive hand allows you, Madeleine, to exit, but before anyone else exits, puts in front of the prince and steps out. You see there's a tall, heavily tattooed Russian vampire who steps out. You see that he wears a single black leather vest that reveals these bare, broad, muscular shoulders. But you notice that the tattoos don't bear any kind of modernity to them, even they look fresh. These are the tattoos of a Russian soldier from a war that happened a long time ago. Long mustache sort of droops down, steps out, and goes, "One moment, my prince." Red flashes across his eyes. "Can never be too careful." Looking down a long hallway towards a massive kind of rolling, like elephant door, one of these big industrial, sliding doors. You guys see brick all through the interior here of this massive kind of loft space. The music is now thumping so loud. They look down a long hallway that opens up before those doors into what was a tall kind of like wooden storage space up on the high level of the Red Iron Towers that immediately goes from tile to wooden flooring and wooden rafters overhead for this larger like warehouse area. The rafters are dark, covered in cobwebs. You even hear maybe a flutter of like pigeon wings or something like that in there. But in that larger opened up space, there is a figure in the darkness waiting for you. You see that Koshchei, the Russian vampire, turns to look at you and says, "You expecting this?"
Yes. This?
You see, he points and says, "Lead the way." What are you doing as you approach this shadowy figure at the door?
I am walking so confidently, strutting in my heels, walk immediately past him, and I go, "There with me."
As you walk past a figure that we need to describe. Murph, could you please describe your character for us?
Yes, I go by Mitch Frederick. I am a 7'5" walking
Christ.
Nosferatu, but I mostly covered up. I'm wearing a huge black trench coat, a black fedora pulled down. I have a mask that kind of looks like a turtleneck that's just pulled up over my face, and the little bit of me that you can see kind of looks like Darth Vader with his helmet off. Just again, like the stretched skin. And I just look at you as you pass. And I nod. And then I put my finger to an earpiece and I go, "Partner, the nest is secured. How's the sky?"
Up high in the rafters amongst the webs, we see 2 points of red light.
Sky's secure.
Moving past Mitch, I will say this. You have been told by the contestant this is fine. You were told to expect Madeleine arriving with specifically 4 additional kindred. There are 5 here, but she has waved you away, but there is an extra that you...
Oh, actually, sorry.
I pull out a list.
So,
They're on my list. They're my people.
can I have names?
No.
There's just the numbers aren't adding up.
Need names. You don't need names.
So it's adding up.
Need the names.
You
The
hear-
numbers are my numbers.
You hear a voice go, "Is this the freak?"
You're the freak.
I'm gonna need you to roll. I'm gonna need
First
you to
roll.
roll.
What? How?
I'm gonna need you to roll
Strength plus brawl. The difficulty of this roll is 7.
Okay.
7 successes.
You need 7 successes
Against the wet reverend?
against the wet reverend.
You're fucked. The wet reverend's taking you out. Murph's second character coming in.
All right.
You got this.
How many successes do I need?
7.
7?
I can't.
You better crit.
If he crits a couple of times, because a pair of crits gives him 4 successes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
That's right.
Okay.
Oh, a pair of crits.
Oh wait,
no,
no, I didn't crit. There's one crit.
There's a crit.
But
It's only
you need
1.
two.
You could use a
But that counts as 2.
willpower.
No. It doesn't count as 2. You need a pair.
Okay, I didn't succeed.
No.
That is 5. That is 5
so
successes.
close, so
That is 5. That was
close.
great. You had 5 successes.
Great job, Murph.
That's actually so close.
So,
It's crazy.
Really so close.
you see that this elder Nosferatu, in a flash, reaches out, grabs your throat. You can tell he has mastered the discipline of potence. He is supernaturally. But even with that 5 successes, you get your grip on his wrist, and he immediately is floating up, and he goes, ah! And a bunch of teeth start growing out of the back of his throat as he just goes like, drink it!
Everybody calm down. Everybody calm down.
My mask
good.
comes
It's like
down,
tea.
and I also just have like a predator face, like weird snapping gloves.
He looks at you and he says, remember this, whelp. All of this lists and parties is nothing more than a tattered shroud on the sucking bloody maw of the beast. Nothing is real but eating.
And he thuds you to the ground, lands, and you see Virkis looks at the prince and goes, ooh la la, Archon. and you see the Archon says,
Take me to the shadows. The insolence of that pup makes me hunger.
Absolutely, Reverend. We will go wherever you want to go. I put my arm out and let him put his arm through mine, but in a way that I'm like,
go ahead and give me, I think, charisma plus, what are your skills? Maybe
I have a 4 in etiquette.
let's give me 4 in etiquette plus charisma.
Great.
We'll call this a difficulty of, I'll call it difficulty 4.
So this is new to us. Each dot represents a dice that you're rolling for it.
Yes, each dot represents
Plus-
a dice that you are rolling for it.
I got a 5.
A 5. You see, he looks at you as you put your arm out in perfect etiquette, and you can see he looks at you and says,
His grip was strong, but yours is stronger. It is simply that you hold on to the memory of life.
And I look at Darkness Mama.
I'll add you as a +1, Reverend.
the doors open, and we see a massive industrial loft space that has been tricked out as the most modern, like blacklit rave dance party of all time. There are underlit, like red LED floor with poles that you can see the slowest go-go dancers, all of whom have their mascara done to look like they have been crying. Just like
Everyone's belly rolling.
everyone.
That's one of the dancers.
Macarena.
Yeah.
But why should I describe a party that I have not planned? This space not only contains this large industrial space, but also actually it's large enough at the top of this building that there is like a private apartment almost built into this larger industrial space that has been opened up. So even past the elephant doors, you see like a wall with like open double doors that lead to actual like apartment finder dwelling places, even some interior windows facing out. But why am I describing it? Allie, could you please describe this space?
Totally.
And especially I'm thinking like the architectural, like what this space is normally.
Totally. This is a lot of poured concrete. It's very like modern looking. There's definitely like wood accents, exposed beams. There is a massive desk that has an overlook of the party so that I can sit at my desk, but I can also watch everybody at the party through like a glass divider. There's like a rolling cart with a bar, and there's a massive pile of blood cocaine with 2 little skiing figures that I thought was funny to put skiing down the pile of blood cocaine. I mean, there are multiple people in this office, so it's not just me.
This massive pane of glass from an office so that you can sit there and behold the party. We see, actually, for the first time, mortals. We see that there are humans here in this room with you. Looking at the massive pile of cocaine in front of you, elsewhere, your office is itself looks like a regular room compared to this massive warehouse that you look over, a thumping, grinding mosh pit of probably more than almost 200 people dancing in this loft. Looking out over it.
Full bar.
Full bar.
There's so many hot bartenders. Every single drink is served flaming. They light it on fire and they hand it to you.
Everything. So you just see
So much latex.
Blue fire mixology everywhere. As you look at the fiery drinks around you, behind you, there is a large custom pool table. And you see that the pool table has 2 young acolytes of yours, one of whom is taking his turn, the other has just finished, comes over, sort of puts this custom red chalk on a redwood pool cue that was carved from an illegally felled massive heritage redwood tree.
We threw all the rest of the tree.
Yeah, through the whole rest of the tree.
4 pool cues.
We made 4 pool cues and threw it out.
That old
I
Looney
watched it
Tunes
go.
cartoon where it's a whole tree.
Yeah, we did it.
You see, there's a handful of people in here. The person who's lining up their shot right now is Devin. Devin and Danny are 2 of your acolytes that are here, essentially. And both of them are well into their 30s, but still refer to each other as brothers from their fraternity. Mm-hmm. And you see that Devin walks over to you and says, "Hey, Mr. Wingstreet, I just wanted to say, got some people for you to meet. And I wanted to say, by the way, I was recently rereading your book, and I gotta say, seeing everything line up, this is exactly like chapter 4, which is when you do the pre-work, the work does itself. Who do we see that he's talking to?"
This is H.J. Herbert Gene Wingstreet. He is 30 years old, huge ring. He has a scepter that he unironically walks around with. He is dressed in an incredible suit. Mm-hmm. He's around 30-ish years old. Everyone assumes he is H.J. Wingstreet III. Mm-hmm. Big business family. And he is sitting there listening to Devin, and he turns a little key on the top drawer of his desk and opens it up and says, "Devin, this is a huge night for us.
Yeah.
And I want to thank you guys for all your hard work. There will be something very special." And I wrote that book, Bloodthirsty Business.
Yeah.
Do you want to know why I called it Bloodthirsty Business?
Please.
You'll find out later.
I got it.
For now, please accept this sack of 2 whiskey stones.
I would kill for you.
I know.
I think about hitting people with an axe every day.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. You gotta have a high pain tolerance in this business.
Okay.
I grab my scepter. I lift myself up. Mm-hmm. I walk over to the pool table. Mm-hmm. I hit using my scepter, not even using the cue, just straight to the 8-ball corner pocket. And I walk to join the party.
You see that as you walk out of the room, you see Devin like kneel down, look at these whiskey stones, and he goes, "Bloodthirsty business, big old business boy," and just starts speaking in tongues as his eyes roll back in his head. You walk out into the party and see people move around you in a way that when you watch like fish in the deep ocean, there are fish so small that they just move around sharks. It's like you're so far removed from what they are that you are almost invisible as you walk through this space, and your status alone commands this sea to part around you. As you move through that space, we arrive at the area that I believe you are walking towards, and we've just discussed what this space normally is, but I also want some description of how it's been prepared for this night in particular. Lou, as you describe your character for us.
We, of course, have the weeping go-go dancers, the LED floor. I think also walking around on stilts, like those like 4-arm stilts, are just like black amorphous beings with heads on either end. I think that there's like the floor has been painted. I think like along with the LED, there are just big splatters of red paint. Some of them that like seem to kind of be like a shapes, like is that a swan or is it a rabbit? Who knows? And it was all over. Cost a 6-figure sum to an artist who doesn't actually go by their name but their Instagram handle.
We weren't allowed to be home.
We weren't.
We had to leave. We weren't allowed to see them, welcome them, and we had to leave a key.
But all of those will go on Sotheby's after this event.
Yes, they will. I will rip this concrete up myself.
But I think also on either side, you see that there are several kind of raised velvet roped areas. And in one of them is my character sitting on a human being who is on all fours, like a rather large man on all fours, sitting on him, perched, dripping wet Jerry curl. Suspenders over a formal white shirt unbuttoned halfway down into pinstripe pants. A small line of blood cocaine on his hand, and just a pair of a big VR goggles that show the Apple style.
Oh yeah.
You can see your
I can see your eyes.
Yeah.
And you don't know. I look bored.
Yeah. Just sitting on another human, sitting on top of a mortal is Levante worthy. Kind of early 40s, fit, almost a little bit gaunt, a little hungry in the face, black man. Doing a line of blood cocaine under his VR goggles as he looks out on a sea of tech bros and girl bosses. It just goes, "Dance, my children, dance."
As this continues here, you see that one of your attendants for the party walks up to you. This sort of reedy woman dressed in like a black button-up shirt and black pants, clipboard surveillance, just has that sort of invisible like party administrator attire, walks up to you and says, "Mr. Worthy."
Yes.
Davis Otherman and Ron Cooper have both just arrived.
Fantastic. I'm gonna stand up and look for them. And I'll take my VR goggles off at this point.
As you take the goggles...
Heavy imprint on your face.
Yeah, exactly. I've been wearing it for a while.
Get an emergency facial.
Exactly. Missed me?
Oh, do the ice water thing that people are fucking obsessed with 4 a.m. Yeah. Hemorrhoid cream on a whiskey stone. Get you right back to normal.
You can tell we've all been on camera, right?
Yeah.
You take off your Spirus lens, which is this incredibly advanced headset, VR headset, and walk up to the man who invented it. Not really, but he owns the company where some guy invented it, and that means he invented it. and you walk up and see this sort of slim guy wearing what you know to be an $80,000 gray sweater.
What?
It is made of.
There's quiet luxury. This is silent luxury.
This is silent luxury. It's just a gray sweater that as you see someone brushes it with a fingertip, sort of accidentally just like moving past him, and they go, ah, because it's so soft. It frightens them how soft it is.
Yeah.
And you see this is Davis Otherman, who is the CEO of a company called Beholder and another company called Seraphim, spelled C-E-R-E like cerebral, so Seraphim.
That's fun.
And you see that Davis is talking to, he looks young, kind of in his like early 40s, like late 30s, early 40s. He's talking to a guy who is truly like 60 years old. Like blue button up, like clearly from Target, who's got like sort of like a little bit of a beer gut, balding, sort of a nice looking man who's smiling. He's got, but he's got like he's got a Rolex on, but other than that, he's just wearing some sensible shoes. This is Ron Cooper, who is the CEO of Mango. You walk up and you see.
I am taking notes on so many weird ass names
Yes,
that I'm
totally.
like, is this a throwaway joke?
So you see that he's walking up, and you see Ron goes like, yeah, well, I get out with the kids to Jackson Hole at least once or twice a year. It's nice to get out in the wilderness. And you see that Davis looks at him and says, I don't think people will exist in 30 years. And you see Ron goes, okay. And you see Davis turns and says, Levante, pleasure to see you, my friend.
Davis, good to see you. Is that last season's Bondazzi sweater?
Oh, you can always tell a Bondazzi. I know you've got some of these kicking around in the closet.
Hey, well, I mean, for Sundays.
For Sundays, yeah. Oh, hey, I like it because it wears anywhere. The threads are taken from individual rabbits that have a temperature range that they can survive at from sub 40 all the way to 105. So it flexes with the temperature.
I love that. Hey, you guys want to come join me in our little private area?
It's likely that our world is a simulation. Let's go. And you see that he walks out with you, and I think HJ, you arrive with Levante around this time.
I walk up, I was close by, and I go to shake Ron's hand and I say, did I hear something about Jackson Hole?
He looks and says, HJ, old dog, good to see you.
How was the last trip?
Oh, it was great. I was sorry. I know it keeps not working out. We would have loved to have you come out there.
I would have loved it. I had my trunks packed and everything. Next time.
Next time, partner.
I use my scepter and I crack a hole in a tequila bottle and I put a shot glass under it. Shot?
Hey, there's some glass in here.
Yeah.
You see, he picks some of the glass out with his finger.
Hey, to our health and to living subterranean, and I cheers to Davis as well.
You see, Davis goes, 2040 in New Zealand.
That's right.
The world can burn.
Right.
And you see that Ron says, yeah, it's tough. We got a bunker out there too. Well, we tried.
You gotta be careful, right? I mean, and if you have the money, and they're pretty nice.
It's thoughtful.
They have UV lamps now. It's like being outside. We're gonna be fine.
No, of course. Well, I mean, with these, you can look at whatever you want.
Davis looks and says, and that's real UV in there, so it's very good. I mean, that we put there's actual honest to God UV in there.
Wow. Right into the eye.
Incredible.
That's great.
Yeah, absolutely. It's we anticipate that over 80% of our workforce will not be going outside in the near future. And so UV directly into the eyes while they work is going to be able to let them work for longer hours. We anticipate maybe like 3 hours of sleep a night.
That is alarming.
Do you feel this right now?
I
You
love,
feel like this generation that is happening right now?
You anticipate a lot, Davis, and I really appreciate. I feel like you're my forecaster. You're my weatherman. I crack another tequila. Who wants another shot? This one's Blanco.
Yeah. You see that he looks up and says, Blanco, muy bueno.
Yeah.
He says,
These are the Nick
easiest-
Kardashians.
He goes, they make a fine tequila. The easiest way to predict the future is to create it.
I love that. I look at Levante and I say, Virgus is here.
Marcus?
Yes.
As the doors open, Madeleine, you walk in and see your hosts of this party ahead of you as doors open and you behold this party. What kind of entrance do you make into this party?
I detangle myself from the Reverend. I wave to everybody. I go, "Allô, bonjour," and then I go up to you and say, "That's the Reverend. He's really important."
Countess. Mwah, mwah, mwah.
Good to see you, Countess.
Hello,
You go to Davis, he says, "Enchanté, Madeleine. It's lovely to see you again."
and the other one.
Ron says, "Hi. I'm married.
Oh,
Hello.
Yeah.
Hey.
No kissing hands over
Hello,
here,
hello.
Right? Only hand you kiss is your wife's.
The
the
only
time,
hand,
right?
the only hand I kiss is my wife's. Yeah.
so traditional.
Hey, it's true. Well, I love this party, and I'd love to talk a little bit about. He just looks over at you, Levante, and says, "I'd love to talk a little bit about some seed funding we're interested in. That we're sort of tied up right now. But I don't know if it's crass to talk business this early in the night. But
We got an office. You see that light up there? You see those two guys kind of jerking it?
he looks up and says, "Uh-oh. All right, yeah, I
That's
see it.
my office.
Okay. Well,
We'll get up there in the near future. We'll be talking everything out.
I'll go park it, and you see he looks over, and you see he hasn't touched his tequila. He just goes to the bartender and says, "I'll just take a water." You look over, you see Davis is really excited. You are looking around the party. You see a number of people begin to look at you, Madeleine, and begin to sort of whisper and talk. You see some folks coming over.
I turn to HJ and go, "I'm going to get myself a real drink."
You look
Walk
over.
into the party and instantly surrounded.
Gorgeous. Go ahead and give me like wits awareness as you look around for someone like really worthy.
That's one success.
You're looking around. You see over in a corner. You're like peering around. You see, the well-to-do, finance, art, culture. You look over in a corner and see that there is a couch that has been set up near one of the floors. There is a strobing black light that is actually making some of the blood spatters like appear and change color as the quality of light directed on them changes. You see that there is a bright area with some like Elgato kind of like streamer setups. And you see there are a number of streamers that are live streaming from the party. There's two in particular that you see. One of them is a sort of withered, anemic looking, it looks like sort of like a 14-year-old with a mustache. This is Nerox. And he's like, "What up, man? All right, I'm gonna do a speed run of this level from the top of the Red Iron Towers here in San Francisco. We want to shout out to Levante Industries, and we want to shout out to our friends at Mango who are sponsoring us here." And next to him, you see that there is a sort of barking, chattering young woman who has like whisker face paint and cat ears on, who is just sort of making noises. You see that she has started, as she begins streaming, she quickly makes $2.5 million. You can see this like figure rising behind her as she like barks and chirps, and she makes the most
like
amazing.
meow.
Yeah, she makes the most amazing elephant noise you've ever heard in her life.
I lean over to HJ. We're getting 7%.
Incredible.
This is Bawn Kitty.
Perfect.
Bon kitty, like good cat?
It's spelled B-A-W-N.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate it.
On a one, you look around, and you sort of are like, everyone that's highly visible, you can almost immediately rule out. But you do see over in a corner near some of the tech CEOs, you see an older gentleman who's like, "Yes, well, I hardly ever make it to Parliament these days, but it's an unusual."
And Madeleine?
And well, enchanté, mademoiselle.
Comtesse.
Comtesse. Well, from an earl to a comtesse, it's a pleasure.
An earl. How interesting.
Yeah.
From England.
Yes, from Angleterre.
Ah,
Je suis Anthony Capers Billingsby.
beautiful. Amazing. Do you like to dance, Anthony Capers Billingsby?
He leans in and says, "Not vertically."
I pull him into the darkness by his tie.
By his tie, he says, I'm going to have a good time. Bye-bye. He goes off on the dance floor. Incredible. Madeleine, you sort of pull him away. As you're pulling him away, we see towards the dance floor, far away from kind of like HJ's place, I think we see a number of people who maybe we didn't know were going to be at this party, and we see who they're with. Zach, would you please describe your character and who's kind of around you at the party that maybe shouldn't be here?
Yeah, so I'm at the edge of the dance floor. There's a little section with like some booths and like just like a little velvet rope blocking off this kind of VIP area. Just kind of posted up, just in the center of a booth with like, it looks like young business guys that maybe don't understand what's going on here. We have like a bunch of punks, a couple long fishermen, a couple tour guides. We have it just feels like just a sort of eclectic group of just San Francisco citizens.
Yeah, it's really like Hansel's like house from Zoolander of like the amount of different. You see, there's one person who's like got a red vest and a little name badge that says Kenny, who goes like, I should be getting home.
Yeah, no, hang out. Kenny, you're fine.
You see next to you, there's a woman who is part of some kind of, you see she's got like vest, she's got leather bracers on, and she's doing like knife fingers at the table. She's got spiders that are tattooed into like the shaven sides of her head. She looks and says, haven't you ever wanted to die, Kenny?
Kenny answer the question.
Goes, hey, I met you 20 minutes ago.
Kenny. And Kenny sees across from him a man with it looks like 26 years old. He's sitting down in a booth, but you can tell he's 5'7", in a jean jacket, jeans, no shirt, ripped, 5 o'clock shadow that is seemingly permanently there, a huge teased mullet with blonde highlights and one sort of dangly earring with a shark tooth on it. Hey, I thought we were boys.
I don't know what's happening. We met 20 minutes.
Have you ever wanted to die? I take out a butterfly knife.
You see, one of the fishermen that you've gathered, who's just an old, he's like an old man, big gray beard. He's got a full yellow raincoat, buttoned all the way up, yellow rubber hat. Goes, haven't you ever wanted to die, Kenny?
It's an honor.
Listen to the captain, Kenny.
I've been waiting for a party like this my whole life. Every port of call. Finally, I know I'm not gonna survive the night, but I'm gonna go out like I always wanted to. Fucking.
We're all gonna fuck tonight.
You see, Kenny, who just has like Golden Gate tours like embroidered on his little red vest.
You were telling me about your aquatic car. What's that like?
You talking to the captain now? You see the captain says like, well, it's a boat I put wheels on because it keeps sinking. I drive it
Play
out
by
of the
your
bay.
own rules.
You gotta
too.
play by your own rules.
Toot toot.
Listen, you guys are my best friends.
You see that as the group around, sort of behind you, this like punk biker, you can see he's got subcutaneous studs all throughout his scalp. So it's like a shaven head with these like spiked metal studs that come out from just his skin. You see he leans around and he goes, see, 12 o'clock, looks like some fucking tech bro pieces of shit just walked in. Look at that piece of shit. And he sees Ron Cooper in his New Balances kind of like shuffling through the party over to HJ's place.
Just gonna motion him over.
Go ahead and give me charisma plus etiquette.
Okay, so I'll
Call
do.
it difficulty of 3.
I can't. Let's see. I don't get it.
Yeah.
Hey, big man. Big man. Where my butterfly knife into the crowd.
You see,
I tried.
you see over the corner,
loser.
Nerox is like, this level's so fucking hard. Ah!
The views spike.
Spike, views spike. Clip it! As this all is happening, you see HJ and Levante, that these elder vampires that Madeline has gone off to eat, and you are left looking at Virkus, and he turns to you and says, HJ, Levante, you know how to throw quite a smash.
My liege, we serve at the pleasure of the council.
Yes.
I'd like to introduce you to a visiting guest. We weren't sure I was going to be able to make it tonight. This is the Reverend Clive of Clan.
And you see this is said only in your mind as he speaks telepathically to you.
He is an Archon of Clan Nosferatu, an ancient vampire. He has seen centuries of nights. See to it that he is cared for and shown the highest hospitality of San Francisco. They are considering making this city the new stronghold of Camarilla activity in all of North America, which means I'm considering making this place the new Elysium.
Archon, how big a deal is that? Like, I mean, Levante would be very familiar with hierarchies of kind of within the Camarillan. What is it called?
Camarilla.
Camarilla. But what is Archon? Is that just a title?
So Archon is a title which basically, Prince is the highest title within a city.
Okay.
And then whatever the Camarilla is in its totality. There are each clan has a Justicar, which is like a single vampire that oversees the entire, the upholding of the 6 traditions, of which the first and greatest is the Masquerade. That highest rule of Camarilla vampires that protects all of vampire kind by staying to the shadows and never revealing to mortals that vampires exist, that they walk the night, and that they feed on the blood of the living. These traditions of the Camarilla, these great laws, begin with the Masquerade. And Justicars are a handful of vampires that oversee the business of they are the hand of the Camarilla. Each of them has a small number of Archons that are their essentially eyes and ears. They're sort of the muscle, the enforcers. So what this is, unbelievably, this is a rare occurrence, is that the Camarilla, as effectively its actual highest sort of federal self, the actual institution, is present here in this moment.
And by looking at him, we can just tell he's an Nosferatu.
Yes.
Okay,
I think for the first time at the party, Levante is genuinely nervous.
I'm dying.
I think there is this.
In my mind, I just keep going, this is what you came for. This is what you came for, which is my mantra.
You see that the Reverend looks at you and says,
Your city has drawn the interest of the Camarilla. It seems the balance of power has shifted. It seems like only yesterday that the bustling port of New Amsterdam became the beating economic heart of this world. And yet they tell me they have crafted a spider of lightning and gears that spins its web worldwide.
Almost, yes. We have...
The web must be ours.
Yes,
We are.
we have essentially the spider of the web here at this party tonight.
We are on top of that.
Yeah.
I mean, you were talking, HJ has been at the forefront of setting us up to be and to have our hands deep in the web.
We didn't give you a gift bag yet. There's a bunch of La Roche-Posay products. La Roche-Posay is a skincare brand that is pretty expensive.
Yeah. Also, if you're into athleisure, walking, kind of like light jogging, we got some Lulu. We got some Lulu
We got
in
some
there.
Lulu in there. It'll fit right. Can I get you anything?
Yes. What do you want?
I will get you anything.
I'm hungry.
You're hungry.
I'm always hungry.
Let's feed.
Let's feed. Let's feed. What is your any preferences? We got anything you want here?
Those that still believe that I handcrafted this world in love.
You mean like a Christian? You want a Christian?
We got that. We got that.
We got that. We got that.
Can we just?
I'll check. I'll check with Mitch. Mitch has got the guest list.
We did a tattoo scan as people came in, right? There's got to be some verses out there. Okay, great.
Of course, I'm on it. Hey,
hey,
keep our boy happy.
Of course. Here, hey, come with me. I set him down. We sit on the water couch. And we just kind of like float.
He crosses his arms, this little stoop-shouldered Nosferatu in like clerical robes, and you see that next to him, you see that there is someone right next to him that looks like a sort of hedge fund manager getting a lap dance, who's just sort of jostling this elder vampire on a water couch. As he goes,
Can I tell if he's happy?
He has entered a state of near torpor where he is remembering things from centuries ago. You see, like, as a sort of like bare thigh rubs up against his head, he goes like,
You don't believe?
Okay, let's get him to a believer. I kind of move him. We start scanning the VIP area for believers.
Give me a composure roll. Difficulty, let's call it difficulty 2.
Okay.
Give me difficulty 2 willpower roll, actually.
Okay, let's see what we got.
And I believe willpower is
I think we have a specific thing for willpower.
Yes, willpower is a specific thing, yeah. I think is it composure plus resolve, I think?
I think so.
Yeah.
Okay.
Come on, HJ.
Fascinating. I got a failure. And I got 1 success.
I'm going to say that as you're moving out, we haven't decided how much hunger you have right now.
Mm-hmm.
I think that your hunger is actually going to move up to, you're a little bit older, you're of an older generation as other vampires. I think your hunger moves from a 1 to a 2 right now. So you're getting a little bit hungrier as you are moving. And you see that the Reverend looks at you and says, You're older than some of the kindred here. You see, he looks at this little gift bag, looks in, and goes like, Yes, let us feed. La Roche-Posay.
And that's a little packet of electrolytes with so much salt. It seems illegal.
May we feed the electrolytes and the La Roche-Posay to the Christian you produce.
Yes, yes. Let's go. Let's get a good vantage point. So we try to go up.
Privacy.
Yes.
HJ, we must remember, I am an Archon of Clan Nosferatu.
Yes.
The Masquerade must be maintained.
The Masquerade is the most important tool.
They must never know that we come up.
And you see someone leans in and goes, What up, fam? I'm here at the top of Red Iron Towers. You see, he goes, and sort of pushes this person away.
Sorry about that.
Shit, that was a close call.
And walks off with you. As HJ walks away with Clive, Levante, you're walking over to see Mitch. You see
Beeline to Mitch.
Hell yeah. You head over to Mitch. You see the prince, Virkus, looks at you and says, Good man. Ooh la la. And
my liege.
And you see that Koshe sort of flexes and says, I must find and inquire after my child. And he sort of strides off into the mosh pit. And you see he's like moshing. A couple people start moshing with this elder Bruja vampire. And you see one of them, he just clocks with an elbow across the head, and the guy goes skidding across the floor. He goes, yes!
Now it's a party.
Levante, you walk out through the elephant doors. Mitch, you see Levante steps out.
Mitch. Hey, Christians.
What about them?
Do we get people's, like, religious affiliations on the invite?
No.
God damn it. Okay, cool. We need to find a Christian.
Okay. It's pretty late. I don't know that they'd be at church.
Well, can you and BC get up to something?
Wait, you're asking me to become him?
Yes, Mitch. I need his help. This is of the utmost urgency. Justice hangs in the balance.
Okay. but you know I have a code.
I'm very well aware of his code, Mitch.
Okay, when the powers that be fail to protect us, the world will turn to darkness.
Oh, don't I know it?
Man!
And Mitch removes his trench coat to reveal a full superhero suit that goes with the mask that is just black leather and then just fully bald head. And then he has a cape that looks like a moon when he holds it up. And then I hold up to my earpiece and I go, "Bat Child, we ride." "Sorry, we fly." And then I run through.
Darkness man.
And I'm just going to break through a window.
Devontae stands, arms crossed. I like that guy.
Incredible. Emily, what do we see in this moment?
Okay, roosting in the eaves, upside down, eyes closed, feeling her surroundings with only her echolocation is Bat Child. Once a junior in college, interning at the Henry Dorley Zoo and Aquarium, Bat Child was any other college student till one night in 2003 when she was cleaning up after the grand opening of the Kingdom of Night exhibit, the world's largest nocturnal exhibit and indoor swamp. When Bat Child, formerly known as Vesper Childers, was bit by a ghost bat. And ever since, she has been Bat Child. Well, actually, no. First, she went on a wayward detour. But then one day, Darkness Man caught her stealing catalytic converters and showed her the righteous path of justice. And then she became Bat Child. So I'm upside down. I've got ghost white pigtails. I'm wearing Chris O'Donnell's mask in Batman and Robin. Wearing a homemade superhero sidekick costume. And I flip down from the eaves. I take out a parasol that has like, that looks like almost like a spin wheel of of bat wings. And for a moment I glide and then I sheath the parasol and take out 2 katanas and descend like a bat.
Unbelievable.
It's like in a video game where you're just like swap.
You're just hitting Y.
Parasol. Ooh, katana.
Wrong button.
R1.
Darkness Man, where is the injustice that we must right?
We have to find it. We need to find someone with some, like, religious symbols or something tattooed on them that's doing something messed up.
Yeah, you're like running towards this window right now to leap out.
Oh, yeah, we're just going out into the city, I think.
Yeah, so
I
huge.
think maybe as he leaps out the window, I backflip off of the eaves, do my things, but then I land perched on his shoulder. So we land with me on his shoulders.
Hell yeah. So you, Darkness Man, shoulder forward, out the window, Bat Child, 2 katanas, massive, this huge industrial window, boom, glass out into the street. You are falling. Perfect 3-point landing from like 25 stories up. Trench coat out. A moment after, yeah, half moon. A moment after that, an entire like 20-meter stretch of sidewalk behind you on the other side of the street, closer to the building. Ah, fuck my face! As glass falls everywhere, all over a busy thoroughfare. You see, there like one of them hits a car. Wham, 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 wham. Car alarm going. Someone's holding their face, going, "Ah, my fucking eye!"
Listen, stay still. It's okay.
Ah!
There's a glass meteor shower. Take cover.
This guy runs into the street and gets hit by a car hard.
No, wait, do everything in your first aid kit. Stay with me. Stay with me.
I give them mouth to mouth.
You can't breathe.
I know.
You see, someone says, "What do you mean you can't breathe?" Click.
Stop!
We are going to cut back upstairs.
I want to close with Levante. How is it?
It's handled.
Incredible.
I wander past the two of them, still dragging this guy by the tie. You don't need me, right? You're good.
No.
Okay.
I believe in England for the English. Watch us up.
Yes, great, whatever you say. Wow.
You see who goes off.
Darkness Man, there's an ambulance. Run in its way and stop it so that they help us.
Okay. I run and I just physically grab the ambulance.
Great.
And I have a feat called Wrecker that gives me more strength for like supernatural. I can add my potence.
Hell yes. As this ambulance turns a corner, it's been too quick for anyone to call 911. You see it's going, woo, woo. Makes a pretty slow turn. Or actually, no, it is going somewhere else, so it's going pretty fast. I'm gonna need you to give me a difficulty 5 strength check. And you have an ability called Wrecker, right?
Okay, which I can add my potence, so I can add 3.
Add 3.
Okay. Okay.
And I'll try to throw daggers at the tires to get it to slow down.
Okay, great.
We have citizens in need.
I got 4.
Okay. 4. So you need 5. So what happens is, but hold on. I want you, you're gonna throw a dagger at it to try to stop it.
Yeah.
So go ahead and give me dexterity plus melee.
Okay. All right. We got 5.
Similarly, with the same difficulty of 5.
Okay, so these all need to be. I got 1.
Could I have
one
added my
success.
brawl to that? Because all I was doing was the potence and strength.
We'll let it lie this time,
Okay.
but next time it would actually be potent, strength, and athletics.
Okay.
I think, Mitch, you jump out in front, get hit by an ambulance, take 1 point. You take 1 point of superficial damage as you are run over by an ambulance.
Slow down, there are citizens in need.
Batchild, you throw this knife on a 1 success, you do hit, shred the tire because it's making a hard turn. Ambulance rolls. You see an immediate death in the back window of the ambulance as the person they were saving, the gurney falls up, hits the ceiling, crushes a paramedic's head, rolls, smashes into the building.
I run over to the paramedic whose head is crushed. I'm just shaking them.
Stay with me, Chairman. Mitch will be back in like 5-6 minutes. He'll have a Christian for us. And I'll tell you, New Elysium.
New Elysium. It's a New Elysium.
The New Elysium.
And we cross arms.
As you guys both look out, I think at this moment, cutting back upstairs, Zaith, you look up and see Koshe, your sire, approach. He looks and says, Zaith, my child, how do you fare? This is Long John Silver's?
This man's name is Silver. Yeah.
He looks up and says,
You can call me the captain.
Yeah.
If you call me anything at all, you piece of shit.
Whoa. Whoa. Hey.
We're all fucking tonight.
Hey. Let's let it lie. Let's see what happens.
This guy's fucking wild, man.
Look, he's not an actual captain. He plays Long John Silver on the street, okay? Tourists take pictures with them. I was supposed to bring...
Don't tell him.
don't tell him. Don't tell him.
You broke his masquerade.
Don't tell him.
Some rules are made to be broken.
You turn over and you see that Koshe says, I see that you have taken matters into your own hands. The list for this party was supposed to be exclusive, but you're something of a rabble-rouser, aren't you?
Yeah. Levante gave me his list, but I kind of made my own adjustments to it. I went to a bridge and just sort of threw off some invites.
What?
I decided to let the wind decide.
Wait, what the fuck are you saying? What?
I let the wind decide.
It's like super, like gold-plated red envelopes, like the calligraphy. You are invited.
I hit the usual suspects, but then I, for some reason, had about 800 more invites than I realized.
Where did you throw them to the wind? What did you
Off
do?
the balcony.
You see, he looks down. You see, he takes a quick look down out of another side of the building and looks and sees in the street there is just a van marked FBI, and you see that there's a guy holding like a bunch of these velvety red envelopes, going, "Yeah, Camarilla. Could be Camarilla. I've never heard of it. What do you think?
They don't. There's no way they know what that is.
Yes. Sit! You're a fucking fool!
Hey. All right, maybe I don't. I thought the point was that we don't play by the rules.
In a sort of cosmetic way. In the important ways, we absolutely play by the rules.
I'm learning.
Oh my God, the Reverend is here. We have to.
Zaith, you turn around and see that Kenny is not at your table anymore.
He's
Where
a
did
loose
Kenny go?
cannon.
Has anyone got eyes on Kenny?
In a corner, you see Kenny standing there, looks up at you and says, should have let me go home.
What do you mean?
We got him.
You see,
Kenny, what the fuck?
you see, as this is going on, so you see Koche says, okay, that's not, and then wheels around as he hears, wee, wee. Stay with us. Koche goes, what the fuck?
Hell yes.
Over in the corner, HJ, as you're talking to Levante, you can feel yourself getting pretty hungry.
Yeah.
You see that Devin walks over to you and says, hey, by the way, I wanted to introduce you to my friend, Molly. Molly is really, and she's a big fan of your book, and she's really interested in wanted to meet you. And he winks.
Cool. Great. Yeah.
You see that there's a young woman. See, she's got like a sort of silk, like peach sort of like blouse. She looks like she's trying to kind of both blend in with these like biz dev guys, but also look approachable and fun. You see she smiles, she's got glasses, very like clearly fresh out of college, blonde. She looks up and says, Mr. Winstreet, hi. I'm an enormous fan. And you hear like a small rattling in her purse. She says, I'm an enormous fan.
I hear a rattling in her
Yeah, it
purse.
sounds like a shk, 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 shk.
Okay. I try to get closer. I just try to like use my body language to kind of like, I can't quite hear you. And I lean closer so that I can try to figure out what that might be.
Give me a intelligence and awareness roll.
Okay. Oh, I have good intelligence and awareness.
Call it a difficulty of 2.
Okay. And that would be 1. Okay. 2, 3.
Okay, 3 successes. As you get close to sort of see what's going on, you see that she just has a small sort of purse with her. And you look in and see a couple of small prescription bottles in there. And some other stuff as well. You see there are a couple of illicit drugs as well. But as you smell, she smells intoxicating. And you are hungrier than you've been in a while. She looks up at you and says, I read your book. I'm willing to do what it takes.
That's awesome. Hey, either of you, I grabbed Devin by the back of the neck.
Yeah.
Hey, guys, either of you fucking Christian.
Devin says, Christian?
Like full-on Christian, like you have to actually really believe it.
I'll believe it.
Oh.
Do you need me to?
Just, hey, I bring him close. Just anytime you hear Jesus, God, replace it with business in your mind, okay? And respond that way. Okay, hey, I grab Levante. Hey, we got a real Christian here. Why don't, we're gonna get you ready. We're gonna find a quiet place. Reverend, why don't you sit tight? Can we put the VR goggles and just let the Reverend kind of chill for a second?
Me and the Reverend, we'll party.
I'm gonna go somewhere with her.
Hell yeah.
Hey, let's go. I use my scepter, I stab my own foot to buy myself a little more time. Let's go!
You go off with her. I think there might be a private place. I don't know if maybe Madeleine is there as well or not, or if she's off dancing still.
I think that Madeleine at this point is approaching the private place.
So you walk off to a private corner, like red velvet, gold, and you're walking up with Molly. You see Molly turns to you and says, I want you to know that I have a lot of goodies in my bag, whichever ones you like. And I want you to know that I don't ask questions and I'm really good at forgetting because I get the job done.
I don't. Okay. Let me just tell you something about myself. All right. We're private, right?
Yeah. You move in, and you see this other guy goes, off to the champagne room already.
That's right. And I look at HJ. Cheers.
Cheers.
And I think you turn around. This guy goes,
I look at her, I go, I'm a vampire, and I'd like to bite you.
She looks over and says,
I'm a full-on, it's real, and you might become a vampire, I'm not totally sure.
I've been told that you will maybe make me forget that that's real at the end of this, and I want you to know that I'm prepared for that.
That's fantastic.
I have a brief. I have a brief I'd like you to read, and I have a startup that I'm starting. And if
Fully funded.
she goes, oh, funded. You begin to, as you so you see this guy.
So efficient. There was a stopwatch on my Apple Watch,
Yeah.
and I hit stop. I'm just trying to get it down
Getting
as
your-
quickly as possible to let someone know the deal and fully eat.
Hell yes. So before telling her to
Record.
ingest any of these goodies, you.
Oh, she wasn't already on him?
Well, you see that she was like, she had like cocaine and other stuff like that, but you get that first hit of blood. It is the sweetest blood you have ever had. There is something in here. She clearly did some kind of drug, but you've had people that were inebriated with alcohol. You've eaten people that were inebriated with narcotics. There is something here. All of a sudden, well, as you have this, describe how HJ changes in his feelings as you have this kind of blood you've never had before.
I peek in the purse.
Yeah. You see that there's a lot of illicit goods, but there's some stuff in here that appears to be just for her. You see there's a small bottle of SSRIs in here.
I don't think he's super familiar with that, being from 1920. So he has no idea, and I think I'm just thinking it's probably, I mean, we had a lot of Molly talk, so I think I'm probably just on Molly, but I just feel my shoulders go down like almost 2 inches, and I just feel like an ease and like my grip loosen a little bit on what I want and what I hate in this world.
As your shoulders go down, you look and see Molly in a kind of rictus of sensual vampiric pleasure, like kind of like glazing over in her eyes with her fist still up, her startup funded, as you see Devin and Danny nearby going, yeah, get everything. Yeah, get everything in the world. This is what you taught us. Get everything in the world.
I bite them too. I do the whole spiel.
Yeah.
I time it too, and then I bite them if I can.
I've still been working on this one guy.
Great.
Oops. I'm so sorry. I think I killed him. I'm so sorry.
You see this dead, this dead old Tory lord on the ground just looks out. You may erase all your hunger. You are fully sated. You may erase all of your hunger save one. You can erase a die of hunger as well.
Great.
Madeline, you feel as you totally exsanguinate this horrifying old lecherous man. You get one last dot of blood. And as often happens with the nature of your curse, you actually see that the last drop is always blue.
Yes, the blue-blooded. It is a different taste.
HJ, yeah, you're feeling incredible in this moment.
We have it locked up. I have a separate freight elevator that I put them all into, and they go up and land on like really beautiful chaise lounges.
Awesome.
And then like a really sexy IV nurse rolls in and hooks them all up for a good recovery.
Yeah, Janelle comes out.
Janelle comes out, yeah.
Janelle comes out like, okay.
Love Janelle.
Love Janelle.
We'll get him on a banana bag.
Yeah.
She looks at, as she does, Levante, so setting the scene, ambulance downstairs, car accident, shattered glass everywhere. Zaith looking at Kenny, finger here. You guys in the back room, you've just had this feeling of looking at those two young men say, get everything, get everything, get everything. It just hit you in a different way. And Levante, you're out with the Reverend at this moment.
Yes.
You got one of the young guys. You walk out and see that he's looking at his Spyrus VR set right near Davis Otherman, who is nearby as well. Going, what is this?
Oh, Reverend, it's an amazing product. It allows you to transport yourself to other worlds, other places, things that we've never seen before.
Davis Otherman says, Thank you for speaking well of the product, Levante. Sir, I'm a associate of Levante's. I'm Davis Otherman. I'm the CEO of Seraphim and Beholder. The Spyrus is our latest product. It uses artificial intelligence to adapt to a VR headset. And I come from a place where I think the 90% of people will not be real, but will be solely digital in the next 30 years. And you see the Reverend says,
That would be catastrophic. That would be catastrophic. You must be stopped.
and you see that Davis says, well, if we don't erase all biological people and replace them with proprietary programs, then someone else is going to. And you see that he says, if I can show you, you see that sort of the Reverend looks at this strange thing and says,
This is the web.
Yes, it allows you, like Davis is saying, the things you see, they are through.
Can show me far away enemies and their actions. A crystal ball.
it puts it on, and you see Davis says, that's right, and we actually have it updated with real UV now, so you can do boop, 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 tropical sunrise. You see that Reverend Clive, as this UV fills his eyes as a VR sunrise happens, goes, and decapitates Davis Otherman. The claws grow, head flies, just as Bon Kitty bends over to go, meow, meow, ka-ching. And so, like 1.5 million viewers watch an elder vampire in a VR headset decapitate a famous tech billionaire as a gout of blood rockets out across the party. You see the Reverend goes, ah! And runs. He just makes a beeline. Koche goes, no! You see Kenny looking at you, goes, take the shot! And a helicopter descends.
I immediately do that Matrix.
You do the Matrix.
I don't know if he's trying to shoot me.
You guys see a helicopter is firing a missile into the house.
I'm gonna soaring leap and try to get the helicopter to help. We have injured people down here.
See, go ahead and give me athletics plus strength difficulty of 6.
Can't make it.
Can't make it.
You
can blood surge. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna blood surge.
Blood surge. So you add 2 dice to this.
Yeah, okay. Oh, wait, this is not that.
But 2 on a success is 4, so you can totally get it.
Okay. I have to dig deep in the name of justice. I didn't get it.
Great. Roll a rouse check as to see if you gain any hunger or not.
How do you do a rouse check?
You just roll one of the D10. On a success, you don't get hungry. On a failure, you do.
I failed.
You get,
So hungry for justice, and yet it eludes me.
you leap straight up as high as you can. You get like 50 feet up.
I have soaring leap.
You have soaring leap. You get so high up. It's just this helicopter's way up there. Zayd, you see that there is a like tomahawk missile being fired into the penthouse right now.
Fuck yeah.
You look and see. In this moment, we are going to roll initiative. Everyone, give me wits and awareness.
Wow.
So since I have 2 hunger die, I replace them, right?
Yes. Now you replace your rolls.
Okay,
with
so
2
anyone who has hunger, you got to replace it.
I got 0 successes.
Okay, 0 successes.
Oof. It's an awareness.
2 successes.
Two for you.
One success.
2 successes.
Okay, so we got Batchild and Levante. Behind you is Zayd and Darkness Man. What do we get for HJ?
1 success and 1 bestial failure. It's when you roll a failure on the blood dice.
But don't you have to crit for that to matter?
I think bestial only if you fail.
There's a bestial. There's a messy critical.
Oh, yeah.
So we got
And then,
okay. So then it will be HJ, and then it will be Madeleine. So between Batchild and
This is
Levante, who
good.
has the higher dexterity?
I have 2.
I have 1.
Okay, so Batchild, you are going to be first to act. Glass everywhere. You see,
But I see that up close, now that I'm hanging from it, I see that it's firing into the...
yes, you see that there's a
Okay.
missile firing into the penthouse. It is streaking over the San Francisco skyline towards this penthouse.
the missile is?
The missile is.
I would like to try to jump in the path of the missile.
Batchild!
And use my maw of Ahriman and turn my mouth to the abyss.
Okay, awesome.
Try to swallow it.
Try to swallow the missile. Okay, sick. So we're gonna do.
Can this happen?
Can this
Can
happen?
it work?
So here's what we're gonna do. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. Is there any cost to activating Maw of Ahriman?
Yeah, it's a ceremony. So
Okay.
I think I have to do a rouse check.
Okay, go ahead and give me another rouse check to see if your
Okay.
hunger increases. You're just rolling 1d10. If you succeed, you don't get hungrier. If you fail, you do.
I failed.
Okay, you have 3 hunger dots. You are
Good that I'm hungry because I'm trying to eat a missile.
okay. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna do story leap. You go 50 feet up. It is now closer. I still need either dexterity or strength, plus I believe acrobatics or athletics to get into the path of the missile. Because you've left partway up the building, this is now only a difficulty of 3.
Since I have a soaring leap as
Yeah.
one of my abilities,
Yes.
can I add my potence to that?
Yes, you can add your potence to
Okay.
that. So add potence. So it's potence, strength, and athletics.
Okay.
You're rolling all of those. You need 3 successes. And let me know if you want a blood surge or use willpower.
I'm gonna die. You know what? I have a lot of willpower. I'm
Okay.
gonna dig deep and use my willpower.
Cool.
Oh, but I do that after.
You do that after. So you see if you get any failures here. You need 3 successes.
Oh, no.
Okay, I did get a failure.
A bestial failure.
Bestial
okay.
failure.
And then what are the? Did you get enough
I
successes?
got 3 successes.
So bestial failure does not count if you get the successes you need. So
Oh,
you do
got
not.
it.
So
Okay,
bestial
cool.
failure is you didn't make it and you got the skull on the
Great.
hunger die.
Okay,
right?
and I think that since this is a moment that seems like I need to really succeed,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna try and use my zealotry
Okay.
to make this a messy critical.
Okay. Shit.
To try and
Describe.
just really because I think
Yes.
it makes you like extra animal.
Yeah.
And so I think that would increase my chances
Sorry, there in a helicopter
of
in the air fire and you jump up.
following an entire
Just like Johnny.
missile.
So how does zealotry work? You're adding dice to this, correct?
I think it's just when you succeed, you can turn something into a messy critical.
So this is you getting in the path of the
Oh,
missile.
okay.
So
So
you
I
have
won't do
so you have saved hundreds of mortal lives and many vampiric lives. If you can't eat it, you will get hit with a missile. But so this is a partial success already. We are now going to roll for Maw of Ahriman. I think to eat a missile is stamina.
Episode 1. brother.
Episode
one.
is going to
Episode 1.
be stamina plus your dots in oblivion. Okay.
Okay.
To do it with no damage is a difficulty of 7. To do it with partial damage is difficulty 4.
Okay.
So you'll mostly eat a missile.
This is crazy, but I think I'm gonna blood surge again.
Go for it. Give me hunger.
That's a bestial failure. Oh wait, I rolled the wrong die.
Yeah.
okay,
So
it's just a
yeah, there's a failure. So your hunger is now 4.
Good thinking, bad child.
Good thinking. Okay, you're gonna add 2 dice
But
to
I
this.
get to add 2 dice to it.
Okay, 4. So you're looking for 7.
If I don't leave it all on the table, then what's the point of anything, Darkness Man? You're the one that taught me that. Back when I was stealing catalytic converters. If I don't make it out of here, thank you for showing me the path of justice. And I unhinge my jaw and I try to eat a missile.
Stamina plus oblivion plus 2 dice for blood surge.
It feels like we
You
just started.
also can roll, if you spend willpower, you can roll up to 3 dice. Re-roll up to 3 dice.
So what I'm gonna do is now I got 5.
Okay.
And I'm gonna use a point of zealotry to turn this success, right?
In-
Oh, it's a partial success. How
It's-
does zealotry work with partial success?
No, we're gonna call it for a success. So we'll make it a messy critical,
Okay.
which means that you would add another 2 successes, which gets you to 7.
Yeah.
You.
yeah.
All of you guys at the party, Zaith, you start bending backwards. You see a tomahawk missile. This is going to. It's fire. It's the thing that kills vampires in addition to sunlight. You're all about to be incinerated, and a twee little white pig-tailed superhero leaps into the sky, opens her mouth such that her jaw stretches from just sends almost to her ankles, like full Beetlejuice style.
Yeah, and there's like the howling of the abyss, like thunders throughout the air.
You see that the streamer Nerox shifts his camera and goes, "Yo!" as you suck a missile into your mouth and goes, "Shit! That's real! And you, Bat Child, you eat a missile. Save everybody. You eat a missile.
I think I go limp
This game's fun.
and then swan dive down, and I'm just gonna fall without even trying to catch myself.
Just swan dive. Incredible.
So it doesn't like blow up in you. It goes to the abyss.
It goes to the abyss and blows up in
That's
another
awesome.
dimension.
That's awesome.
We did ask ourselves, how is this gonna come into play?
Yeah,
I don't
the answer
think-
was episode 1.
Episode 1 immediately. I don't think it blows up. I think it just shoots through oblivion
It
forever.
just keeps going. Yeah.
I think
We
it
have
eventually.
enemies in the abyss now.
Yeah. Next to go is Levante. Levante, you see that Reverend Tarker who just get the fucking $80,000 gray sweater is soaked in Davis Otherman's blood. Tarker begins to run through the crowd, hideously slashing at influencers, models.
I think Levante is going to chase after the Reverend. Reverend, we're going to have that Christian for you in just a minute.
The sun! The spider machine has sent me to the sun!
I'm going to try and jump on his back and wrestle the VR goggles off of his head.
Okay, great. This is going to be a difficulty 7. It's going to be brawl strength.
Okay, so
Difficulty
if I
7.
have no brawl, it's just strength?
It is just strength.
Great, so I have 2 in strength. And you said 7?
7.
Okay. This is impossible, correct?
You could always spend willpower.
I could rouse.
You could rouse.
I will blood surge.
Okay, roll a hunger for me.
Okay. That's a success.
Yes.
Okay, add 2 dice.
Okay.
You're now rolling 4 dice, so you could crit twice, and that would get you there.
Okay, here we go.
If all 4 are crits,
1 crit,
No,
2
2
crits,
crits.
and I'll exhort. So I have 2 crits,
so that's 4 successes.
4 successes. Then I have another success, 5.
5.
So I need to re-roll both of the.
You're looking for 2 more crits.
Oh.
Use willpower. You need to crit again.
Okay, it could happen.
Make it happen.
It can happen.
It didn't.
You leap on. You get on there.
Reverend!
I think on 4 successes, you get your arms around him. As you do, you push him, get him before he. You see that character actor Steven Dorff is at this party, and you see that he almost get him. He goes, "Whoa!" As you, bam, sideline Clive Tarker into one of the bars. As a mixologist goes, "Flaming B-52s." Fire! Clive Tarker is fully on fire as he goes.
Blue flame. It's supposed to be blue flame. Who didn't teach that bartender?
You see, Clive goes, the sun, fine little death approaches. And you see,
No.
he starts screaming and goes,
No.
fine little death, vampires are real. That's your turn.
Levante's just gonna start screaming. It's a Banksy! This is a Banksy!
Give me manipulation plus what was it? Persuasion. Manipulation,
Okay,
persuasion.
great. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
This is also a difficulty 7 to convince everybody that what they're seeing is a Banksy.
Okay. I have a critical
Okay.
success and 3 successes for a 7.
Oh my God!
This is a Banksy!
Yes.
This is a Banksy!
You see that Ron Cooper is sitting out there who's FaceTiming his 2 young kids in Jackson Hole goes, "Oh, it's a Banksy!" As Davis Otherman's head thuds across the floor. Wow! He goes, "I tell you what, they say that this AI is a large grift, that the bubble's about to burst any minute. I'm pretty impressed by what I'm seeing. I'll tell you that right now. I'm not even wearing a headset." Next to act is going to be Zaith. You are next to act.
Zaith just hits the table in fury as he realizes what Kenny has done to him a little late.
Yeah.
Kenny? And I start doing, using my specialty of athletics, male gymnastics, just endless back handsprings towards Kenny. And I say, this ain't a Banksy. And I'm gonna grab him and I'm gonna try to throw him into the helicopter blades.
Hell yes. Go ahead. This is going to be difficulty 5, brawl strength.
Okay, brawl strength.
Got
okay.
This ain't a Banksy.
You wish this was a fucking Banksy. Okay, so I'm rolling 6 here. I think I can just roll straight. Unless, yeah, I'm gonna just try it.
Cool, go for it.
Go.
Ooh.
That's 1, 2, 3, 4 successes.
A pair of successes is 2.
Or a pair of criticals.
Very criticals.
Oh, okay.
Normal successes are just count as
Willpower?
And I can use willpower to try to re-roll.
You can roll. You can spend a willpower to re-roll up to 3 dice.
Okay, I'm gonna re-roll 2.
Hell yeah.
1 more success, so that's 5.
5. Yeah, that's what you're looking for. So Zayd, you grab Kenny and prepare to hurl him out the window at this helicopter. He looks at you and says, "Heard you guys were looking for a Christian. We have come to destroy the undead. You should never have thrown those flyers off the building earlier today." As he goes on, he goes, "I go to meet the true Christian God."
Can I turn around and accidentally could also go into the abyss?
Yeah, he's just like, you see, he goes straight into the abyss and goes, "I'm in heaven. Wait."
I didn't know your god was her mouth.
He goes, "No, it's regular God."
And I look at the mortals in the party and I say, "This is real, motherfucker."
Yeah, a real Banksy.
Darkness Man, it is your turn down on the street.
Okay, all right, there's still a citizen that needs help. So the mortally wounded person,
Yeah.
you can turn someone into a vampire by sharing blood, right?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
So the person who just got their head, the paramedic whose head crushed by the gurney,
Yes.
you go in, he is rapidly dying.
Okay. Okay, don't worry, citizen. All right, keep this quiet. And I'm gonna go around, I'm gonna share blood with the...
So you have to fully exsanguinate him and then share blood. You gotta get all the blood out of him. All right, so you extinguish all your hunger.
Great.
That's great.
Immediately pour pour some blood into his mouth.
I'm sorry.
You see his skull, so Nosferatu have the curse of repulsiveness. His crushed head heals back crushed. And you see that he goes and just has this massive gurney corner indentation in the side of his head. He goes, "Oh, what am I?
You're a superhero now.
What?"
Superhero!
Throw him over my shoulder. And I get ready to start climbing back up into the party.
He goes, "Okay, I'm so hungry. Why am I so hungry?"
You're hungry for justice.
You get to the top of this place. That is going to be now HJ. That is your turn.
Great. Where's Virgus?
Virkus is looking around everywhere, turns to you and says, "HJ, what the fuck is going on?"
It's a Banksy.
He is going to punch you in the throat as hard as he can. Give me difficulty 6 stamina plus fortitude.
Okay, that's fine.
As this is happening, I'm smashed through the window with a body. There's a new superhero.
Because I just ate the blood that I like, I get to add a dice to this?
Uh-huh.
Okay, cool. Okay, great. Okay. Difficulty what?
Difficulty 6.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4.
4. Okay, you take 2 points of aggravated damage as he punches through the side of your neck to grab your windpipe inside of your throat. Yeah. Ooh la la! You see, as you say it's a Banksy, HJ, give me manipulation and persuasion, difficulty of 7 once again.
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
As you're rolling that,
persuasion.
Madeleine, what are you doing?
I am looking around, panicked at all of the absolute clusterfuck that is going on, and I am going to go up to Ermine and use all of my vampiric powers to go, "It's not my fault! None of it is my fault! Look at me! I told you these people are morons!"
You're gonna give me a difficulty 7. I'm gonna say charisma persuasion.
Mine was
Great.
7, right?
Yours was 7 as
Okay,
well.
I did a whatever the thing is where you can
Surge,
roll for
yeah.
hunger,
Yeah.
and so, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, God.
Difficulty 7.
Difficulty 7.
I will blood surge.
Blood surge, here we go. That's a failure here. Yeah.
And I will willpower to reroll 3 things. I got a 5.
As you say this, you see both of you contending with the vampiric elders, which for Madeleine and HJ is exactly what you should be doing. More than a tomahawk missile, more than a helicopter. These fucking vampires are the end of your own lives. And you see that the prince goes, "You have fucked me, and not in the way I was hoping for." And you see that Ermine looks at you and says, "On your name and reputation was the Archon brought here. Your name will live for centuries in squalor, Madeleine." And you see that she raises a hand, sees that Levante has convinced the mortals this is a Banksy. As Darkness Man leaps through the window with a fresh vampire, the elephant doors slide open, fucking flashlights everywhere. "This is the FBI! Everybody get on the ground!" You see that she looks out and digging deep into blood sorcery, you see that she lifts, with telekinesis, lifts Tarker off of Levante and just like moves him through the air towards her and vanishes in a flash of blood. As you see that Koschei leaps forward, the glass is shattered, looking around at anyone else. You see that he finds like 2 other people. You see that there are these people that have like insane crosses on them, big stuff that look like Inquisition, that are each drawing weapons. You see Koschei sees the FBI, just smashes their heads together, rolls them up into one of these like long party sort of drapes, like pipe and drape. And the prince, Viricus, turns around, looks at the FBI, dead CEO, hovering fucking Inquisition helicopter. You see that the prince turns to the FBI and taking his hand slithering out of the wound in your neck goes, he goes, "Gentlemen, I think you'll find if you talk to your station manager, you've just ruined a Banksy." And you see that all of them, as he invokes the power of presence, the vampiric discipline, cows the FBI agents as Koschei smashes through the glass in a fog as the Tremere sorceress holding the now torporing body of the Nosferatu elder. She cloaks your sire, the Elder Bruja, in shadow as he smashes through the window, grabs onto the helicopter, punches through the windshield, and rips the head of the pilot off, getting into the seat and flying the helicopter away. The prince goes, "Yes, a ruined Banksy. Everyone applaud for the most wonderful practical joke!"
This is out.
Telepathically, every single one of you, you're all dead. Ooh. We are going to cut from here to a different part of San Francisco, where all of you are sitting with a number of vampiric seneschals, the enforcers of the Prince of San Francisco. There are probably 8 or 9 different kindred in this room alone, glaring at all of you. Inside of a council chamber within this sort of old Victorian manor on the other side of the bay, you hear a voice going, "I want them all destroyed, utterly unmade, fastened to beams of iron and made to watch the sunrise, as I was made to do. They should all face the final death." "Of course, Archon, their fate is..." You hear a voice speak up and say, "Sire, Zaith is my progeny. I am responsible for his actions. If you would destroy him, I would ask that you destroy me as well. For I am responsible for the actions of my children." "That cannot be done, Koschei. You are too vital to our aims within this land. I refuse your request." "Then, sire, I must take matters into my own hand. For matters of honor, it is a tradition of the..." "Don't you think I know the tradition? I want to step on that little man's head. I want to find that man
The one who put his hands on me, who brought the glasses man to the party. I want to drain him dry. I want to drain him dry.
You see that Ermine says, if anyone is to blame, it is Madeleine, the Toreador. It is she who brought us to the gathering. You know, you hear another member of the group, sort of gangrel elder, go,
It was the one who threw the invitations out. That's what brought the Inquisition. Inquisition? I decapitated a famous CEO on a live stream. It's incredible that the chat went wild and were excited that they'd seen a brand new Banksy. It shouldn't have worked. It absolutely should not have worked. They'll believe anything is a Banksy. My God, the kind have become so credulous. Well, why does everyone believe the most random bullshit and doesn't believe credible sources? Explain it to me.
you see that the prince says, Koche, you cannot be destroyed. What could we do to prevent you from destroying yourself? We have to give them someone, certainly, well, the Nosferatu. You see that he says, the Nosferatu.
Yes, take the Nosferatu.
What?
Countess.
He says, they're listening. Bring them in. The doors open, and all of you are led in, looking out. You
I want to say that guy wasn't on the list.
I also want to say, I don't think I should be here. I'm not a vampire.
Me neither. I'm so small. Oh.
True bat child's just a bat.
Really?
The wind's fault.
Looking out, you see that that Virkus looks at you and says, well. The Red Iron Coterie. You really put us in a bit of a bind. Breach of the Masquerade, Second Inquisition, FBI. You threw a bunch of fucking invitations out a window.
How could that be my fault?
You almost got the captain killed.
Are we talking about Long John that captain?
He's been my ghoul for over 50 years.
I do
Explains why I'm
apologize.
The Reverend looks out and says,
Disgraces, wretches. All of you should face the final death. This electronic spider is a liability. These ways should not change. Your judgment has been lacking. The fuck are you wearing?
It's my suit for feeding, whatever you call it.
Feeding. That's what we call it.
Darknessman, don't be ashamed of what we do.
Sorry.
What do you do?
We fight. We fight to defend the Lady Knight.
We are the darkness.
Yeah.
Man.
you see that Ermine goes, are you dressed up like a fucking superhero?
Just because I am a superhero.
The Reverend says,
Explain this to me.
you see that Virkus leans over and says, Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster created a character known as Superman in the late 19th.
And you see, he says, I'm already hideously bored.
He looks at you and says,
We're from...
I don't know what you are, but I know it's played out, all right? Whatever you're doing, everyone's tired of it.
No.
Yes?
No.
No, we actually were getting kind of popular in Omaha.
That's not popular.
Really?
If it's in Omaha, it doesn't count.
That's why, so, to explain sort of what happened,
Okay.
there's not as much foot traffic in Omaha. I didn't think anyone was going to hit by the glass. You can kind of just jump out of stuff there, and you're not going to hit anyone.
So that's why we weren't used to the San Francisco terrain.
Yeah.
That was
and we
a
didn't
mishap.
kill anyone.
That was
We
a
made him a vampire.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. And
Wait, what?
I believe I swallowed a missile for your kind.
I think we can.
You are my kind. You are a vampire. He starts poking your head with his claw. He goes, you are a vampire.
I honestly, it's very...
You are a
It's
vampire.
very flattering, but I am half human, half bat.
God damn it.
Look,
So
we've
as
been-
you can see, these people are liabilities. They should never have been invited in.
Liability? You, Madeleine, invited us to these bozos' dwelling place.
Well, you know, they're the helper. It's not my fault. I did not hire them.
Your help is a reflection of you, Madeleine. And regardless of your twee little face, you are old enough to know better.
No, I'm small. I'm so young.
I am small too, and you're old as shit.
Listen,
You were around at the time of Louis XVI.
Well,
You little prima donna, don't fuck with me. I know what's going on. I'm 800 years old, and even I've known you for a while.
don't you want to talk to my sire about it?
Tell Gilbert that I am disappointed in you. You should have known better. And you.
Listen, I know we're all upset. We did amazing numbers at the party.
We did.
Huge. I mean, you want to talk about influence.
He
Absolutely.
vomits caustic blood on your face.
Oh, fuck!
Yes, we broke the mask.
Numbers!
You, the only number that matters is one. The one truth of this world, which is that we feed. It is an endless jungle. You're worried about doing numbers? You still cling to the stench of life. We are monsters. We hold to the traditions to keep us safe. But you have wrong. The Empire. Today.
It's my bandana.
He punches you right in the head. Like, he goes,
There are no superheroes. There are no numbers. There is no cause. There is only the eater and the eaten. And know that your elders will devour you.
if you cross them, and he opens his mouth and Koshe says, "Me," and puts his throat in the way of the elder, and you see that there's, and you see that a bone-dry tongue just darts out and licks the side of Koshe's throat.
Father.
How about for our second chance, we throw another party? This time, no live stream.
I love this.
We can still do numbers. It will be safe this time. Just give us one more chance. You will see that our penthouse is perfect for Elysium.
Everybody naked this time.
Everybody naked.
Prince says, I think you're in no position. And you see that the Reverend says,
Everybody naked.
Yes.
Sprawling bodies rising on top of each other.
No FBI.
Maybe some of them are-
It'll be buttoned up this time. It'll be incredible.
Maybe in the middle, there is one virgin who's sad.
Yes, rose petals.
So many Christians. So many Christians.
Go ahead, give me, whichever of you has the higher dice pool, give me charisma
Brennan
plus
spit
persuasion.
on my-
I know, just so much spit flying. Give me charisma plus persuasion.
Great.
And you can add, one of you can help by adding a die to the other's.
Okay.
I actually get +2 for any rolls avoiding suspicion or deflecting blame.
Great,
Oh,
go
great.
for it. Love
It's
it.
going to be you. I'll add a dice to yours.
And sorry, it was charisma plus
Persuasion.
Persuasion.
I think there should be some FBI there.
Difficulty here is going to be 5.
Damn it.
Female body inspector.
I'm going
damn
to
it,
use a
say it.
willpower.
God damn it.
Because I got a 4, so I'm going to.
Okay. Yeah.
I got a 5.
You see, he looks at you and goes,
Writhing naked nuns.
Yes,
Wimples still on, clothes off.
wimples on, titties out.
Yes.
Yes.
you see, he looks out and says,
I must feed.
you see, he goes and sort of wanders off and disappears into the shadows. Prince goes, you just saved your life. You may have the Reverend on your side, you have skirted final death, but my judgment as your prince remains to be seen. Since an incredibly poor judgment here tonight, I'll have to talk to Ermine. You see, Ermine just sort of shakes her head. And Koshe. The sun will rise soon. Go to your manses, and we'll discuss tomorrow night. As you all make your way back to your resting places.
We are pitching ideas for the next party the
Exactly.
whole time. Just like coked out of our minds, being like,
Primal, no vowels.
no, yes,
PRML.
Yes.
That's it.
yes. Big steak, human steak.
As all of you return to your resting places, mostly like coffins or other places of sanctuary, the sun rises and you revert to a state of actual death. During the daylight, vampires are dead. As you do, however, there are moments of foggy consciousness, moment of terror, bodies, something unsafe. What is that, a smell? A smell of heat, like that created by daylight on sidewalk. Something rumbling, shaking. There's movement. Are you moving? The next night, All of you awake. I'm gonna need everybody here to make a rouse check, which if you fail, your hunger increases.
Pass.
I failed. I'm at max hunger now.
Oh my gosh. Wait, what? That has a mechanic, right?
Yeah, it's bad. You're if you gain any more hunger, you'll frenzy.
It makes sense. I swallowed a missile.
You've been doing a lot.
Can't agree more.
As all of you awaken, as you emerge from coffins at the beginning of the next night, in a rumpus room that you do not recognize, your coffins have been moved against your will. You look out through a little basement window and see the offloading of whichever one of you, like the final coffin comes in, of movers from a Penske truck. And you look around at the basement of a depressing gray Airbnb. As you awaken, you look out the window and see the town of Perpy, Oregon. And as it happens, a small iPhone starts to ring next to you on a table, HJ, near to your coffin.
I'll throw my headset in. Talk to me. Talk to me.
What is this?
Speak into it. You see the Reverend looking at a thing. Oh, the spider weaves its web. Hello?
Hi, yes, hello.
Wonderful news, my friends of the Red Iron Towers coterie. We considered your request for a party. We've decided not to permanently destroy you. You'll get to throw your party. Cochet advocated on your behalf, and you see a sort of solemn Cochet looking over, and you see he makes eye contact with you, Zaith, and just shakes his head. So the wonderful news is, due to the success of your wonderful party, which we were all so delighted to be at, you've all been promoted. You are to establish vampiric dominion over the newest target of the Camarilla, a very important target to be brought under the control of the most ancient vampiric sect of them all.
New York City.
Gotta be.
We have sent you to the town of Perpy, Oregon.
What?
Hey,
The fuck is a purple?
Probably satellite.
Oregon.
To then, yeah.
I had an aunt whose husband was from here.
It's the Omaha of Oregon.
I pull up a map and I'm just kind of searching for where, like searching for Perpy, Oregon, just
How
so we
long-
can see where we're at.
How long is the layover here?
Huh?
How long? When's the next flight to the actual city?
No. Perpy, the Camarilla, past a certain threshold of population size, requires a Camarilla presence in a city. Perpy just recently passed a population size of 18,000 people.
No.
Just
No.
double checking.
No.
Hey, sorry. This is Levante. Just double checking. You want us? We're not doing Portland. We're doing
Portland? You think I'd put a city as important as Portland into your fumbling grasp? You dolts? You fools? You fingers.
We live here now?
No, you get to live here now.
Okay.
And if you leave,
Okay.
you will be abandoning your post. And the Camarilla will call the blood hunt on you. Because I know how delighted you will be to serve. Think about it. An opportunity for you to be the primogen and rulers of your own city. You must. It's very important that we bring Perpy to heel. Every day I wake up thinking about Perpy.
We could have Elysium here.
Actually, you have to.
Okay.
You have to, HJ.
Okay.
You must exert control over the civic institutions, corrupt the clergy, control the aristocracy, find and lay your fingers on the sources of money, civic investment and cultural engines. You must establish Elysium, a council of primogen, elect a prince, expel all non-Camarilla vampires or gain their blood loyalty.
If any of the treacherous Sabbat are there, you must defeat and destroy them, and you must abjure any of the hated anarchs. Repel lupines at all costs. Embrace any mortal mages you may find. Take care of any changelings, ghosts, demons, and repel any hunters of the mortal persuasion, be they Second Inquisition or otherwise. Do that, and your transgressions will be forgiven. And if you leave Perpy a moment before you do, I'll eat you like the little freak ate that missile.
Reverend, I was not raised to work. Please, I will do anything. You understand anything? Please don't leave me with these idiots.
You wanted status, acclaim, glory. If you want to get rid of the shit, you'll have to learn to pick up a shovel, Madeleine. Hopefully you'll be able to find some interesting tech CEOs in Perpy, Mr. Worthy. And HJ, I'm sorry to deprive you of your ancestral manner, but maybe you'll learn to instill a higher caliber of efficacy amongst your companions. Zaith, it is only due to the flawless reputation of your sire that you yet survive. You have anything to say, Koshe? Koshe looks at you and says, the first stains on my reputation have been my advocacy for you.
It was the wind's fault.
What?
It was the fault of the wind. Can we talk later? You're embarrassing me. The fuck, man?
We'll talk later. I know the wind didn't have to blow so many into the FBI.
Exactly.
He says, my little boy, my sweet little boy. You see, Pirkus goes, Koshe, get it together.
You see, the Reverend says,
And as for you, as an Archon of Clan Nosferatu, I look at two of the most shameful examples of my clan. Little girl, you are not half human. You are half nothing. You are a vampire.
I'll tell you what, there are days that I do feel like the former, but I think it's really flattering that you see yourself in me. And I actually do think that there are some similarities between Bat Society and Vampire Society. From what I can tell, you guys seem to follow sort of a fission-fusion social structure, which is actually something that I totally relate to. But when it comes to being a vampire, I don't feed on blood, I feed on justice. So thank you.
Thank you.
you see that he turns to you and says,
if I discover that you have breached the Masquerade, either yourself or this horrifying haunted little creature you've crafted, I will destroy you. And know this, if the paramedic you sired does anything to breach the Masquerade as well, I will come and punish you.
That's fine. I told him he was a superhero. Superheroes keep up the Masquerade. That's where
and he punches the phone and it shatters and the call ends.
Well, I hope you're all proud of yourselves for this stupid fucking mess you got me into.
he wasn't on the list, right?
I can't believe they
We can do
put it
this.
on the line.
Yeah, I think at this point, Levante has reached back into his coffin where there is several dime bags of blood cocaine. Yeah. This is a great opportunity.
We can do this.
I actually think this is awesome.
We can do this.
Let me tell you what's been slowing us down.
Huh.
These pure blood suckhead motherfuckers up top.
Excuse me, pure blood?
Yes, pure blood. The old fucks, all right? The ones who can't remember what it means to work for something. I'm looking at 6 of the hardest
Just
working motherfuckers
say
I
my
know.
name.
Yes. What?
Just say my name. Oh, they don't like to work. Yes, obviously we don't like to work. Who wants to work?
We'll give you some kind of job. We gotta get out of here. I'd say 2 weeks tops, okay? There was a long list, but we can do it. This is a small town, right, guys? Who's with me? Are you a go-getter?
I run out the door.
Safe. You sprint.
I'm out.
You sprint out the door. As you do, you get absolutely clotheslined by a rug coming in through. Bam! As two movers look down and say, "Someone's gonna have to sign for all this stuff."
Yeah, I got it.
Great. You guys walk out into the crisp night. You look out. It's 9 p.m. Over half the buildings in Perpy have already gone dark, and most of the businesses have closed for the night. Welcome to your little corner of the world of darkness. That's all for this episode of Dimension 20, City Council of Darkness.
Here we go.
Here we go, baby.
Here we fucking go.
Perpy, Oregon. And you guys can hear some voices upstairs. This is sort of a multi-bedroom, like vacation.
Other
And
people.
Other
We needed
people.
a shared Airbnb.
Tevin, you will move me into the main bedroom and all of my clothes.
Sorry, no. Sorry. My contract is pretty clear. You guys can eat me, but I don't move.
There's something wrong with this place.
I know, it's the most boring place I've ever been in my life, and I have been to Berlin. It's so boring.
There's a dog as the mayor. You've lost a farm, a park, and an urgent care. And you have to put your Ancestry.com information into an app to park for free.
We're having a hard time.
I feel like our partnership's been falling apart ever since I met Faith.
Yeah, I have a car. I can give you a ride.
Guys, I got a car.
Miranda. You can watch your show any night. Let's go live.
Beth, you cow! I kick in the roof.
You don't talk to Beth that way.
Just so you know, Darkness Man, I am not myself right now, and I might accidentally kill him.
He's being the bad. He's a bad husband.
God damn.
Yeah, I think so.
Sorry, okay.
It hurts. It hurts.
I'm great.